Greetings friends, this is Survival Doc. In this video I'm going to talk about our bug out bags. This is my bug out bag and this is my wife's bug out bag. These are military Alice packs. For my wife, because she is a much smaller frame, I got a medium Alice pack, and for myself I got a large Alice pack. Now I want to make a comment about the color of these bags. In another video that I made, I talked about the disadvantages of using camo and OD or olive drab green or military looking green. And I made the point that when you bug out, you don't want to look real militant. Well, here I am with OD green gear and woodland camo gear, and I'd like to explain why. One reason is because these are military surplus and I got these bags very cheaply. Now if I were to go out to a camping or a backpacking store and buy bags of this quality, they would cost a few $100s. And by buying military surplus, I'm able to get these bags for around $40 a piece. Alright, and that's an important factor because that allows us to have other money that we can spend on other survival supplies. I don't want to put all of our money in these bags. And another consideration is that camo is very stylish. I see women with woodland camo purses. I see infants wearing pajamas of woodland camo. And of course you see people of all social walks of life wearing camo clothing. So because camo has been widely accepted as being stylish these days, it doesn't really stick out as being militant like it might have in the past. So I'm not really concerned about that. And of course, camo does have the advantage that if you do have to hit the woods, it does allow you to blend in more. So looking at the pros and the cons, I decided to go with the OD green and the camo material. But primarily because this is military surplus material. Military surplus material is very well made. It is well thought out as far as the design of all the features, and it's just, you just cannot get a comparable quality for the price. Now I'm going to go over the contents of our bug out bags. It's my wife's and mine. I'm not going to go over all the contents in her bag because there's a lot of duplication in her bag. I'm just going to point out a few differences. If you notice, I have her walking shoes right on top here, and the reason for that is if we have to bug out, then the first thing she's going to want to do is put on some good walking shoes. So she grabs her bag, she takes the shoes off immediately and puts the shoes on, and she's ready to walk. And in these I also have gloves. If the weather is cold, she has some warm gloves right there to put on. Now you see we have a sleeping bag cover down here. This is a Gore-Tex. It's waterproof, and also I have these carriers right here that are made to fasten to the bottom of these army packs, and I got these straps here for about $2 a piece at Main Military Supply. Alright, another item we have here, there's a sleeping bag inside this bag, of course, but we also have a sleeping bag bivy cover. This is Gore-Tex. This is not a sleeping bag, but this is actually a cover that your sleeping bag goes in. It's a mummy style bag. Alright, this is also Gore-Tex. It is waterproof, so when you put this around your sleeping bag, you can actually sleep in the rain and keep fairly dry. On the side of my wife's bag as well as my own, we have our Finish gas mask. I don't know if we'll ever need gas masks when bugging out, and there's also a filter in here. I don't know if we'll ever need a gas mask, but if we do, it's something that should certainly come in handy. Also I had this extra space in there, so these are some freeze-dried foods that I put in here. On these outside pouches, on the outside pouches, you want to put things that you might want to be able to get to in a hurry without having to open the entire bag. Oh, much easier. All right, in here again have freeze-dried foods. Now, the one thing I like about freeze-dried food is this is almost weightless. It's very, very, very light, so you can pack a lot of food in very small places with very little weight. And another advantage of freeze-dried food is it's ready to eat. These are green beans, these are peaches. You can just open this and eat them right out of the pouch, and they're delicious that way. But you can also cook them, of course. You can also soak them in water and reconstitute them and have something very close to fresh food. Over here, we have a poncho, very important when if you're bugging out when the rain starts coming. It's very good to have a good quality poncho that will cover not only you but will also cover your pack too, so your contents don't all get wet. There's a mosquito net. You put this over your head to keep mosquitoes from biting you. In here I have more freeze-dried food. We also have two-way radios. We have a set of two-way radios. One goes in my wife's bag, the other goes in my bag. We use the type of rechargeable batteries in here that will hold a charge for 3 years when it's not in use. So that if you forget to charge it up every year, you're still good. Over here we have first aid kit. This is a very handy item that every bug out bag should have. This is a water filter. This is type of water filter. It's like a straw. You put this, fasten this portion on top of this portion. There's a charcoal block in here, and this allows you to actually stick the straw down in the water and drink from a stream. But we also have other water filtering filters in here. Matches, of course. Here is a magnesium fire starter. I have another one in my bag. You'll see a lot of redundancy between our bags in case we get separated. She has her own equipment. There's a whistle, signaling whistle, pocket knife, and we'll take a quick look inside the bag. Now, one thing my wife has in her bag that I don't have is a book. And of course, when you're bugging out, there may be times when you're bored, and a lot of people will consider this just an extra item that you don't need. But I think this particular book could come in very handy. Toiletries, a towel, toilet paper. There's a rubber galoshes that she can put over her shoes if it's raining. Cooking kit. Of course, there's extra clothing in here, extra warm clothing like a long underwear, warm socks, sweater. And when you bug out, you may be bugging out in the daytime and it may not be real cold, but it tends to get cooler at night. And so you want to dress in layers. And so when the nighttime comes, the temperature drops. She does have some extra layers of clothing that she can put on in here. Okay, I'm not going to go over all the contents of her bag because, as I said, there is some redundancy. The main bag I want to show you is my bag. Okay, this is my bug out bag. These are the shoes I'm going to be wearing. Like my wife, I have the shoes stored on top of my bag. That way, if we have to bug out, the shoes are right there ready to put on. No wasted time looking for the right shoes. These shoes stay with the bag. Just like my wife's shoes, they stay with the bag. We don't use them for any other purpose. Now, we do wear them when we wear our bug out bags. Now, these bags are heavy. It takes some getting used to. I carried a backpack like this across 4 countries in Europe on a 2-month a hitchhiking excursion that I did in Europe one time. So I do have experience carrying a bag just like this, about the same weight. I carried it for 2 months. So I do know what you need in a bag and what you don't need. But the shoes stay with the bag, and when we practice with our bags, or what you need to do with carrying a bag like this is you need to condition yourself. You don't want to just put on a 50-pound bag and just head out the door thinking that you're not going to have any problems with it. So what we do, my wife and I, once a week, we go for a nice walk, and I wear my bag and she wears our bags. And at first they seem very, very heavy, and because they are heavy, but the more you exercise with it, the easier it gets. And after a certain amount of time, it's just natural. You don't have to worry about it.